Ang ating journey sa pagpapalaki ng mga anak, isang lifelong mission po yan. Marami tayong masasagap na mga health fads during the process, pero may isang bagay na kailanman hindi malalaos kapag tamang pag-aaruga kay baby yung pag-uusapan. Dahil laging uso ang pagpapasuso.
At para lubusan nating maintindihan ang ins and outs ng tamang breastfeeding, sasamahan tayo ng isang breastfeeding expert, si Dr. Mianne Silvestre, isang neonatologist din po at nag-start ng NGO na Kalusugan ng Mag-ina Incorporated. At ng isang new mama na mahal ng madlang people, walang iba kundi ang always blooming and now breastfeeding mommy na si Miss Anne Smith, actress po siya and UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. Welcome po sa ating program, Dr. Mianne and Miss Anne.
Hello! Hello to everyone that's watching at hello din po sa inyo.
Ayan. Welcome, Miss Anne and Dr. Mianne. So, Miss Anne, unahin ko na po kayo, no? Siyempre, 7 months na po ngayon ang inyong baby, right?
Yes.
But how did you go about learning breastfeeding muna and how did you prepare for it?
How did I learn about it? Alam nyo, siguro, ever since I was young, you've always known, di ba? Parang napaka-natural kasi para sa isang bata na makita ang isang nanay na nagbe-breastfeed. I've always seen it. So, it just came natural to me to know about it and learn about it. Kasi yun ang nakita ko sa mommy ko, pag sa mga kapatid ko, with my younger siblings. So, ganun ko siya nalaman. And that's what made me also decide na yun din ang gusto kong gawin ko.
So, paano ka naman nag-prepare for it? Kasi, syempre, hindi siya ganon kadali, di ba?
Nag-attend ako ng mga lactation classes para meron akong matutunan kaagad so that I'm prepared. And then, nagbabasa din ako ng mga articles or nagtitingin din ako ng mga forums ng mga mommies kung saan sila nag-uusap tungkol sa mga breastfeeding tips nila.
So, Miss Anne, what made you decide talaga to breastfeed Dahlia?
Yun lang talaga yung choice ko. Naka-decide na po ako na yun po talaga yung gusto kong gawin. And tulad nga ng sinabi po ni ma'am, parang I wasn't sure, parang kinabahan din ako na paano kung wala akong milk. So I was very, very nervous about it. Kaya talagang nag-aral ako ng mabuti to make sure na sana meron. And from the very beginning, yun talaga yung gusto kong gawin. Gusto kong maranasan. Gusto kong mabigay yun sa daughter ko.
So, how was it, Anne? Your first experience sa pag-breastfeed kay Dahlia, how was it?
Masakit. Actually, yung nakakatawa doon kasi yung unang mga 2 araw siguro, hindi siya ganun kasakit. As in parang, wow, okay, very natural lang pala to. Kasi yung colostrum pa yun yung lumalabas. Hindi pa talaga yung gatas. Tama ba ako? Hindi pa talaga yung flow ng gatas. It was the colostrum pa. So parang, okay, madali lang siya. Kaya pala. And then, nung medyo pa 1 week na, sobrang sakit na. Siguro day 4 na yata. Yun na yung ang sakit. Tapos na-engorge na ako. Sabi ng mga midwives, maaga dumating yung gatas ko. So, naglagay ng yellow to help the pagka-engorge pa, ano ba?
Dalit.
Oo, to help it. Yung mami ko naman, sabi niya, lagyan ng cabbage na frozen na cabbage.
Yeah.
So, yun yung nilalagay para lang to help it. But yun na nga, bleeding. Dumugo po siya. Pero tiniis ko lang talaga kasi gusto ko talagang, alam mo yun, it was something na I committed to do and really, really wanted to do. So, tiniis ko lang siya ng mga ilang araw hanggang sa nasanay na rin. Nawala na yung pain. But I think that's something that I wanted to share to all our viewers. Kasi, syempre, parang as a new mom, everyone warns you about yung childbirth, kung gaano kasakit, yung after, yung experience. But no one really informs you about some of the struggles that might happen when you first start breastfeeding. So I just want to share na parang mag-commit lang kayo kahit gaano kasakit kasi mawawala din yung sakit na yun kahit na may dugo. It will pass. It will pass. And pero masaya yung feeling once na okay na siya. Na parang nakaka-stress siya pero iba din kasi yung pag okay na siya, you'll be very, very happy and you'll realize na after that, it becomes parang nasanay na naging numb na.
So, Doc Mianne.
Yes.
Doc Mianne, so is it normal ba yung mga naramdaman ni Miss Anne, yung nagdugo, masakit, yung pamamaga, and then anong payo ninyo para hindi ganon kasakit yung maramdaman?
Yes. So, like we said nga, no, si Miss Anne was really committed, no? So talagang she studied, she had support people around her. May bisita yata kay Miss Anne, no? So I assume na yung first few days were relatively comfortable, no? Kaya yung konting discomfort, no? Pero so I'm assuming na yung una, mukhang okay naman yung actual latch, no? How the baby attaches onto the nipple and your areola, no? Kasi they don't really nipple feed, they breastfeed, no? So yung lips niya dapat nandun sa dark part. I'm sure Miss Anne knows this, no? From her studying, no? But it sounds like sa story ni Miss Anne, over the next, was it the 4th day? Talagang, kasi yung first few days ni baby, especially the first day, in our experience, no, as newborn medicine people, no, tulog sila, no, the first day. Bihira yung talagang barakuda ng kumain.
Yeah.
So, kaya pa nung first day or two, no, But when Dalia started really, getting her act together na makakain na tayo, that's when
I'm hungry.
Yes, that's when yung unli na latch on. Bumigay na rin kasi your nipples are very, very many nerve endings, no? They're very sensitive. And we're made to be like that. Parang tandaan natin na wag dun siya magdidiskita ng kanyang Yes, so they're made to be sensitive so that you avoid latches na mali, no? So some mothers kasi will just say, ay, hindi, masakit daw talaga ang breastfeeding, so tiisin ko na lang, no? But really, it's a reminder to you kapag exquisite, no? Pag sobrang gumaganyan daw yung toes ng ibang mother, ano?
Yeah.
No? And sometimes when they even hear their baby crying, one mother told me na naririnig niya yung theme ng Jaws. Ano yung Oo, so the nipples are meant to be very sensitive, I suppose, no? To remind us, ay, mali yung latch ko. Hindi ko siya dapat tiisin, and you should undo the baby para she or he gives you that really wide open mouth na really tall cheeseburger or whatever, that big jaw opening mula dito sa dito sa jaw, hindi yung gano'n, no? Some mothers, despite all the support and all the reading, etc., some mothers actually experience pain because mali si baby, no? Mali si baby. And most commonly, it's because baka nasa lisihan sila ng bottle in the health facility, o di kaya yung chupon. And why do I say that? Because when a baby sucks at the bottle, ipit sila mag-suck. No? I don't know if you can see my hand, no? Ipit sila.
Yes.
Rather than like this, which is sa breastfeeding.
Open.
Yes, really wide open at the jaw angle, no? So once they do this to you, and all that pressure lands on your nipple where the nerve endings are really concentrated, nako, sus Mariosep, gaganon talaga yung toes mo if that happens like 8 or 12 times a day, no? So I guess one of my messages is make sure you talk to your obstetrician and your pediatrician. Na I don't know if you've heard about unang yakap, Miss Anne, no? Yung hindi siya aalisin sa'yo habang balat sa balat.
Yes, balat sa balat.
Balat sa balat, so that the baby learns how to latch on with that wide open mouth, no? Hindi ganyan siya na parang na parang cute sana yung may tunog. Pero mali yun.
Tapos, di ba may tama po na pagtanggal with your finger po ba?
Yes. I-plop.
Para hindi mo hahatak.
Yes. Hindi yung naghihilahan. Oo.
Yes. Gagamitin mo yung daliri para matanggal siya ng maayos na hindi ganun. To relatch.
Yes. Kasi, di ba, they suckle, no? Ganon, no? The jaw and all the cheek muscles are nice and rounded. Hindi yung, nice and rounded silang ganon. And then, sometimes when they're reaching their fill, no? Pag medyo nasa-satisfy na sila, they'll relax. Pero, feel mo nakaganon, nakakapit pa rin, di ba? Don't pull them off.
Yes.
At the time na nakakapit, wait for them to really relax, no?
Yes.
When the newborns, when they're hungry, they have their thumbs stuck into their fists, and galit na galit, no? Parang may kamaos na, no? But as the feeding progresses at nasa-satisfy na sila, makita mo,
relax na sila.
Yes. And then the thumb will come out, and then pati itong clamp nila dun sa breast mo. That's when you do yung sinasabi mong plok. Yes. And release them para hindi para yung nipples mo naman, kawawang nipples, no, ay hindi masyadong na
I think yun din po yung naging kaya nahirapan po kasi sobrang engorged po. Kaya nahirapan si baby mag-latch. Kasi maaga po dumating yung milk. Kaya nahihirapan siya mag-latch kasi sobrang matigas.
Oo, kasi yung dapat naka-protrude, dapat naka-usling nipple, parang sa dami ng na-engorge na milk, bumaon siya. And wala siyang makapitan. Yes,
nahihirapan siya. So, yun na nga, parang pag ganon, maaga po dumating, they were, tinuro din po sa akin hand express ng konti ng milk.
Excellent.
Para to trigger po yung letdown.
To trigger.
Para ma-decompress po ng konti.
Excellent. You had excellent na support, no? Kasi, dun sa bleeding, I'm sure hindi sa'yo nangyari, pero other mothers, they think na dapat linisin ng cotton ball, at tubig o hindi kaya alcohol, no? And that's a no-no. That's a no-no kasi you have oils, di ba, Miss Anne?
Yeah.
You have oils coming from the glands surrounding your nipple na talaga naman malulubricate, no?
Yes. Or breast milk po. Yun po yung sinabi sa akin. Breast milk lang po ilagay.
Iwanan doon, no? After. And then yung iba, as in topless na lang kayo, no? Para mahangin. Anyway, nasa bahay lang naman.
Nasa bahay naman eh.
Nasa bahay.
Oo.
Para mahanginan, no? Don't necessarily wear a tight bra kasi skin and everything. So, these are some of the problems na encounter namin sa mga nanay na nagbe-bleed kahit na okay naman ang latch nila, no? Talagang grabe kasi yung force ng baby, sige 8 to 12 times a day. And night. Day and night. Oh.
And night.
Yes.
Miss Anne, I'm sure na maraming gustong magtanong na sino yung nagbigay sa'yo ng suporta while you were breastfeeding? Who gave you those support?
Yung family ko, that's why I was so lucky na nandito ako kasi nandito din yung mommy ko to help me through this journey. And of course, my husband, si Erwan, was very, very supportive of the breastfeeding journey. Because as I mentioned nga, it wasn't easy for me in the beginning. So, nasa-stress ka din, pero it really helped nung ini-encourage nila ako na it's okay, you can do it, it'll pass. Parang, it's your first time, you're adjusting. Kasi masa-stress ka na parang, am I doing something wrong? May mali ba ako? Yun yung nasa isip ko eh. Bakit hindi tama yung, especially kasi in the hospital, meron silang kwarto doon na tuturuan kayo mga bagong mommies kung paano mag-breastfeeding. So, medyo yung iba, sila ang dali. Yung para sa akin, sabi ko, ba't ako nahihirapan? So, it really helped na yung asawa ko, tsaka yung mommy ko, were there to help me through it and really supported me na parang encourage me na kakayanin ko siya, na parang parang alam mo yun, they would really support me instead of parang saying something that would make me feel probably worse about myself.
That's great, no? So, parang yung isang message yata ni Miss Anne, don't compare yourself to others, no?
Yes, you should not compare yourself because everyone has their own breastfeeding journey.
Yes.
Alam mo yun, parang I think that's one of the most important things. Parang everyone has their own journey and it's your own journey. So you don't need to compare yourself to anyone else.
Yes.
Parang, diba, that's your own special time eh. So, enjoy it na lang.
Ayan. Doc Mianne, we already discussed kanina dun sa sinabi ni Anne na, yun nga, iba-iba yung journey, diba, ng bawat nanay, iba-iba yung pinagdadaanan nila sa pag-breastfeeding. Meron bang connection yung breastfeeding sa and yung mother's milk supply? May correlation ba yan na parang mahirap, konti yung milk supply kapag ganito yung style ng breastfeeding? May ganun ba?
Yes. Definitely, no? That was Trish, no? Yes, I think siguro marami sa atin nakarinig ng sinasabi na comparison or analogy doon sa supply and demand, no?
Yes.
Supposing sabihin natin yung breasts natin factory na milk, no? Yung mga factory, kung wala naman nag-order ng stock or whatever, but sila mag-spend ng money para mag-produce, no? So, direct breastfeeding, the baby to your breast is really, really the best, no? If at all possible, dapat talaga direct breastfeeding. Of course, may ibang mothers na, syempre, kailangan bumalik sa trabaho or for any other reason, no? Hindi direct, no? Hindi direct breastfeeding, they express milk and have to be away for certain periods of time. Pero yung direct breastfeeding kasi, what the baby does is tinitrigger niya yung breasts ng mom, yung brain ng mom na mag-produce ng more milk. Kasi as the baby drains the milk, no, ini-empty niya yung breasts ng mom, no, merong mga hormones, may messengers, chemical messengers ng katawan, sinasabi sa utak ng breastfeeding mom, uy, ubos na yung supply, gawa ulit, no? Now, the longer milk stays there na, kumbaga, stagnant, no? Hindi na de-drain, hindi nagfo-flow, sasabihin ng breast sa brain, uy, slow down production kasi sumusobra na yung supply. Nag-engorge, no? Or the breast will say to the brain, slow down, kasi hindi naman nagagamit, no? So, as you will remember, no, dun sa after birth, in the first few weeks, talaga ang sinasabi is frequent breastfeeding directly, both in the day and in the night, no? Kasi sa gabi, actually, mas madaming prolactin, no? Yung messenger na pampagawa ng maraming milk is produced more, no? So, yung direct breastfeeding, nandun yung stimulation, yung pag-express, nandun, meron din kasing isang messenger na nagsasabi, hoy, slow down, no? Yung inhibiting na hormone, no? So, it's a combination of stimulating the breast and also draining it para tuloy-tuloy lang yung production. The moms who stay away from work, no, for continuous weeks or days or weeks, nasa-sense nila na, umuunti na yung express ko kasi nga, mahahaba yung interval, yung pagitan ng pagbe-breastfeed na diretsyo. So, yes, there's a definite connection between directly breastfeeding at saka yung supply.
Yan. Miss Anne naman, let's go back to you, no? Ano yung na-observe mo na naging benefits kay Dalia when you exclusively breastfeed her naman?
I think one of the few things, now kasi that we are nagko-complementary feeding na ako, pero before that, never talaga siya naging constipated. Ever. As in, yun lang yung napansin ko talaga. It was, it never happened to us. And of course, when I read about the nutritional value of breast milk as well. Yun.
Ayan. So,
may I ask Miss Anne a question?
Yes.
When my patients na exclusively breastfed, nung magsa-start na mag-solids, hindi sila pihikan. Is Dalia that way? Kahit anong ibigay?
Hindi din po siya pihikan.
Yeah.
Hindi din po siya pihikan. Oo, kumakain po siya ng kahit ano. Kahit ano. We've done so many vegetables and protein na rin po. So, okay naman siya. Kinakain naman siya. I mean, kahit na merong isang ng fruit na medyo maasim, gaganon lang siya in the beginning, pero after nun, okay naman po siya. Okay. So, hindi nga po siya naging pahikan. Ganon po ba yun?
Yes. Kasi yung taste ng breastfeeding, breast milk mo during the first 6 months na exclusive, yung breast milk nagbabago kasi ng taste at odor, at smell, depende sa kinakain mo. So, during the first 6 months, nasanay siya na, alam ko yan, pesto.
Madaming kinakain. Okay.
Tinola.
Very interesting.
Yes. So,
tinola with malunggay.
Yes. So, when you start, pag nagsa-start na kayo mag-solids, hindi sila averse, hindi sila, what's that? Hindi bitter, bland, no? So, hindi sila exposed sa sobrang tamis na one taste lang ng formula, no? So, when you start introducing kahit na bland lang, sayote, green papaya, okay din sa kanila, no? Hindi kailangan matamis, hindi kailangan super creamy, dairy tasting, So, and I'm happy that ganun din yung experience mo with your complementary solids.
I was about to ask nga, Dr. Mianne, Doc, ano yung importance po nung continuous breastfeeding? And bakit unparalleled pa rin yung breastfeeding talaga even after the baby has started eating solid food?
Okay. So, yung complementary solids natin, ang recommendation is that you start it at 6 months, no? At 6 months. So, and then, may misconception dati na at 6 months, start ka na ng formula. Actually, hindi, no? Yung ating recommendation ng UNICEF, ng WHO, is to continue breastfeeding habang ini-introduce mo yung ibang mga solids, yung family foods, no? Kung anong nakasanayan niya dun sa lasa ng breast milk ng mother, no? So, what's so important about that, no? May dagdag na nutrition, definitely. The solids complement the nutrition in the breast milk, no? Pero ang mas magandang sikreto dyan, which should not be a secret, meron ding binibigay si mommy through her breast milk na protection against infection, no? So you'll notice na kung ano mga dinaanan ng mommy, si Miss Anne, for example, nagkaroon siya ng bakuna dati o kaya ng illnesses na measles or chickenpox, etc., etc. For a period of time, dun sa infancy niya, napapasa niya yung antibodies, no? Yung chemicals that fight infections, no? Kasi may memories si Miss Anne yung body niya has a memory for yung infections na nalabanan niya dati. And somehow, the miracle of breastfeeding is yung antibodies against those infections are passed on from the blood into the breasts, into the breast milk, and into her baby's immune system, no? Not only antibodies, but also breast milk is living. Buhay yan. Meron niyang immune cells, no? Nangangain ng mikrobyo, nangangain ng bacteria, nangangain ng viruses. So that's missing from formula, no? Ang formula, wala silang antibodies na pwedeng i-concoct at ilagay dyan sa mga lata-lata na yan. Yung notice even, let's say si mommy nagkasipon, no? If she continues to breastfeed and pass on yung binibuild up niyang antibodies against her own cold, no? Yung sipon niya, yung madalas observation to ng mga nanay na yung baby hindi nasisipon, no? Basta tinuloy niya yung breastfeeding kasi pinapasa yung antibodies dun sa baby. So the to me as a doctor, pinakamalaking malaking undervalue ang linalagay dun sa immunoprotection kung tawagin ng continued breastfeeding up to 2 years and even beyond kung kaya naman at ginugusto ng baby at ng mother.
May question po ako, Doc.
Yes.
May question po ako. Kasi po, may mga, kunwari, tulad nga po, when you start complementary feeding or even before that po, tulad ng sinabi niyo po na paano pag bumababa na po yung milk supply nila? Paano nila pwede how can they make their milk supply go up again? Or increase again.
Yes. What I used to advise nung nagpa-practice pa ako is mag-honeymoon kayo na baby mo. Magkulong kayo. Kayong dalawa lang. Bawasan mo yung solid foods mo na sandaling-sandali lang and do breastfeeding, dadami siya ulit. So you don't really have to drink one. Pampastimulate, no? We only do that back up lang. Pero the pinakang panlaban dun sa kumukonti yung milk supply is direct breastfeeding talaga. So, pinasabi yan ng mga lactation counselors, mag-only breastfeeding kayo, parang load.
Napansin ko po din yun.
Yes.
Nung naging constipated po si Daria because she had just started solids and medyo fibrous po kasi baby cereal po yung trinay namin sa kanya. She got constipated. So, nag-decide ako na to just skip muna a meal and then just latch and just have her breast milk to help get things moving along.
Yeah.
Alam mo, talagang dumami na naman yung sobrang dami na naman yung milk. So I think that is the beauty and the power talaga of having your baby only latch if you may kasi it will really, really help in the production of milk again, and I can attest to that.
Yeah. The baby gets back into control, and sinasabi niya, damihan mo ulit yung production, and your body will follow. So even the moms na have to go back to work, no?
Yes po.
Or is this another question, no? We usually say, kung nahihiwalay kayo sa baby nyo, leave your smell, your t-shirt, an article of your clothing, leave it with your baby para kung sino man na nagpapainom ng gatas sa kanya, matitrigger nung amoy mo, no?
Okay, Miss Anne naman, you said kanina na si Dalia's already starting complementary feeding. So can you share with us yung mga experiences mo when you started giving semi-solid food kay Dalia?
To be honest, I was very scared nung una alam mo yung iniisip, mag-choke ba siya? Paano ba niya kakainin ito ng maayos? Kasi ang dami mong options na pwede gawin. Meron kang yung baby-led weaning, yung sobrang na-steam yung pagkain, tapos kakayaan mo sila magsubo. O puree na imamash mo yung pagkain after mong i-steam ng maayos. So we really, really, parang ang dami naming trinay. So I was very nervous. Pero it was a great and fun experience to see yung first, ang una naming pinatikim sa kanya ay carrot. So, alam mo yun, parang kasi nabasa ko medyo matimis pa siya. Tapos, ang ginawa ko, hinaluan ko siya ng breast milk ko.
Yes.
Hinaluan ko siya ng breast milk ko habang minash ko siya ng konti. Tapos, hinaluan ko ng breast milk ko. Tapos, she loved it. As in, oo, gusto niya. So, it was a very, very fun experience for both Dahlia and I. Although, nabasa ko din naman po kasi na minsan, it might take a few tries bago sila maging interested sa solid or sa pagkain. Pero for me, I was so happy to see that Dahlia enjoyed her first try in solid. May question po ako. Pag ganun po, would you say that milk should still be the source of her main food, or pag nagko-complementary feeding, mas naging priority na po ang solids?
Ang solids, oo. People used to be, parang ikaw, parang ako din dati nung pediatrician ako, na dapat 3 days ka muna, carrots muna, 3 araw, no? Tapos another 2 days, patatas, gano'n. Kasi we're so, we're so cautious, we're so careful, we're so worried na baka mag-upset yung stomach, no? Pero what I really found when my patients became all exclusively breastfeeding was that yung mga breastfed talaga, ang wide open ng kanilang palate, no? The taste, kaya nila, yung kanilang bituka, ganun din, sanay na sanay, sa pag-absorb ng mga nutrition, no? So as the babies mature, so they go from 6 months, 7 months, and as your diet na ini-introduce, mas nagiging diverse, actually, ang main source talaga is the solids. Pero importante na variety, no? Dito tayo diba, Ma'am Jovi? Dito tayo na mo problema sa ating Filipino na complementary solids na practices eh. Takot na takot mga tao na mag-introduce. Pero, a good rule of thumb is kung anong kinakain ninyo.
Pwede sa kanila.
Sa family, oo. Kasi, the issues of allergy sa family, kung anong kinakain ninyo, it's probably because you don't have allergies to those foods. So, dapat importante ng well-mashed. Don't give new solids that are sobrang chunky.
Hard, yes. Mahirap nguyain.
Correct,
hard to chew.
So,
dapat kung kaya mo sa daliri mo,
yes. Kung kaya, correct.
Kung kaya siya, kaya din ng baby na may gums or lalo na pag wala pang ngipin pa kasi.
Yes. Kasi basta they're upright naman, and sumasali sila sa lunchtime or whatever, no? Then, yun, may kasamang imitation din, may kasamang, di ba, enjoyment nung meal kasi kasama ko yung family members. So, it's a learning curve din for them. It's a learning curve how not to choke.
Yes, oo. Alam mo, yun din po, parang meron silang, parang kailangan mo din silang, because of yung natural gag reflex nila, diba?
Yes.
Matatakot ka bilang mommy, parang, ano yun? Pero, like, kaya niya.
Kaya nila eh. In fact, parang,
kaya naman niya.
In fact, parang mas nakakatakot pa nga yung sasabihin mo siya, ipaubos mo yung whatever, isang tasa ng whatever, yung yaya naman, subo ng subo na hindi pa nalululon, ayan na yung kasunod, no? So, allowing your baby to just, mess with her food and do it herself. Those are the babies na, they'll learn how to regulate their appetite well, they'll learn how to regulate their moods well, kasi nandyan ang breast milk mo. They'll learn how to stop pag full na ako, no? If you just allow them to be in control. Tapos, ang top up nila, breast milk.
Yes, top up, breast milk. Hinahanap lagi after isang meal. Hinahanap talaga ang breast milk. Tsaka, di ba po ba, parang after 6 months, I think nawawala na po yung iron and protein sa breast milk. Tama po ba? Kaya dapat meron tayong mga pagkain na binibigay na may iron and protein.
Meron pa rin. Ang maganda sa breast milk, it has admittedly mas mababa ang level mismo ng iron. Pero kasi there are other components ng breast milk. For example, lactoferrin. Even though the level of iron is lower than what they dump in the formula, no, the level of iron is lower, and you'll hear that even sa advertisements nila, no. Pero may lactoferrin naman na carrier ng iron papasok ng intestines ng bata. So it's not just the level, pero yung kasangkap, no, yung ibang components na ingredients ng breast milk na tumutulong para pumasok yung iron. But yes, and that's why we don't usually give iron supplements pag first 6 months kasi sapat. Sapat ang iron levels in the first 6 months, what with the lactoferrin there. And then ang tendency after 6 months is because the diets of our families iba-iba. No? So, and that's why sometimes we have to push yung iron iron-rich foods.
Food.
So your green leafy vegetables, malunggay.
Malunggay.
Malunggay today.
Animal
Walang kamatayang malunggay. Oo.
Animal source.
And animal sources, yes.
Yes. Mga the eggs, diba? Eggs po ba?
Yes.
Tama ba ako? Eggs.
And for the
At saka, diba, ang breast milk, I mean, that's the beauty of breast milk then. It really has everything your baby needs.
Yes, it does.
Diba? Alam mo, actually, just speaking about that, parang I remember Erwan telling me na parang, isn't it so crazy? Like, you're all that baby needs to stay alive. Alam mo, nakakaiyak siya nung
Oo nga.
Yes. Just,
alam mo yun.
think
parang,
about...
Ano ba yan? Naiyak na naman ako.
and
telling me that. Isn't that so crazy? Like, you are keeping her alive, like with the nourishment. Yeah.
Yes, you are. I mean, it's how the cave women stayed alive. Wala naman bote doon, wala naman formula. But we're here. Yeah. But we're here because the mothers should not be separated from their newborns.
Paano po pala para sa mga moms who are, because I always get this, for moms who are struggling also to produce milk for their babies, na parang, what can you advise them? Like, what can you tell them? Kasi there are some who really try, but it's not working for them daw, na parang, hindi talaga they're not able to produce milk. Parang, what can you advise?
Yeah.
What kind of advice can you give to them, Doc, to help them?
Yeah. How do I start this? Yung sabi natin, prenatal pa lang, no? During pregnancy, prepare your mindset. Before you deliver, talk to your obstetrician, your midwife, your caregivers na mag-unang yakap, no? Kasi napaka-importante ng first skin-to-skin contact na yon, no? All the research data has shown na talagang bumibilis yung establishment ng breastfeeding. There is a common practice going around na the mothers in the first days and weeks nagpa-pump, no? And that is so demoralizing, no? Kasi like Miss Anne said, no, una colostrum, no? Colostrum, malapot yan, no? Hindi yan sumisirit, hindi tumutulo, no? And mothers think that they don't have milk. But colostrum, breast milk, is produced during pregnancy, no? During the last few weeks. And you really need yung first hour ng uninterrupted skin-to-skin para mag-let down, no? Some mothers, after they pump, when I say pump, yung linalagyan ng mechanical pump, no? Yung squeeze or whatever. And when they don't get much, yan na ulit, no? Yung self-doubt, but siya ang dami. And all this, and anything negative, whether it's pain, self-doubt, no? When my mother didn't succeed, this type of thing, any negative thing might throw you off your mindset. Kaya dapat talaga positive, no? In fact, when we advise mothers about pumping their milk using a mechanical breast pump, sabi namin, wag in the first 6 weeks. Kasi it takes about that long bago talaga ma-establish yung connection mo with your baby. Yung sinasabi natin na nakikita mo lang, sense mo lang na dumidilat na siya, no, etc., etc. That connection, that magical connection with your baby talaga, it takes about 6 weeks before. Kapag nag-introduce ka na anything to interrupt that interaction, yung maging in sync kayo, diyan nagkakaloko-loko minsan yung ating natural build up ng supply and demand. So kung yung access mo to like ganito sa social media or whatever, kung hindi nakakayanan pa rin, sometimes talaga you need somebody to visit you or for you to consult na talagang they will observe how you latch on. They will help you correct your latch, no? So that mawala yung pain or yung bleeding. Sometimes it really needs talaga an individual session with an experienced na breastfeeding counselor, no? Kasi you might have some problems arising from either your own, no, your own tawag namin physiology, no, or something you underwent, no, nahiwala yung baby mo nung delivery mo nang matagal, o nag-UTI ka tapos pinahinto yung breastfeeding mo kasi nag-antibiotics ka, which is not necessary. So sometimes some of the mothers need beyond lang yung nakukuha mo sa ganitong mga sessions, no. They really need a hands-on face-to-face counseling session to na mas nuanced ng konti, na mas fine-tuned ng konti sa iyong unique na situation. So
pero paano po yung mga mommy na wala pong access sa ganun?
Yeah.
Ito yung hinihingi talaga namin sa ating health system and our government, also especially, no, is that talagang breastfeeding counseling is an expert skill also, no, but you don't have to be an expert to be able to help most of the mothers, no. Dapat talaga supportive muna. Kapag hindi lang umuubra, that's when the high-level experts have to come in kasi baka may unique problems yung mother, no? So, ito yung ginagawa natin through the National Nutrition Council, is tinataas natin yung antas na para maging accessible sa mas maraming mothers yung ganitong sessions. Indirectly, the COVID pandemic helped us a little kasi yung mga mothers are with their babies, no, at home, and it opened the avenue now for telemedicine, no, yung ganito face to face. You can if you send me a video, I'm not saying personally but if someone were to send a video, ganito po ako mag-latch, and then tuturuan ka, i-correct yung lactation counselor online. We've had a lot of success naman even in telemedicine ngayong COVID pandemic, no. So but yes, Miss Anne, totoo yan, kulang na kulang yung kayang abutin ng ating mga breastfeeding counselors, kulang na kulang. And we need more help from our government, our health system, our doctors, kasi
Sa mga health center po.
yes,
Yeah.
every mom is dapat entitled siya na magkaroon ng expert help or even just the practical tips, no? Even just to correct misconceptions, malaking bagay na yon na misconception na hindi ka pwede mag-breastfeed pag pagod ka, or hindi ka pwede mag-breastfeed kasi umiinom ka ng ampicillin, mga ganyan. These are all misconceptions that can really damage, no, yung breastfeeding journey ng isang nanay. So,
Just to wrap things up, ano yung pwede mong tips na ibigay sa mga bagong breastfeeding moms and of course to the people around them? Kasi nakikita natin ngayon ang laki ng role na piniplay ng mga taong nasa paligid ng breastfeeding mom.
Siguro the advice that I can give to all the new moms who are going to begin their breastfeeding journey, I would like to say, take the time to enjoy it and treasure every single moment because it is such a beautiful moment. Napaka-precious po ng moment na sinispend with your baby. Like, ba't ako niiiyak? Ano ba yun? It is truly such a special moment to be parang when you make eye contact with your baby habang nagsisip, it's something that you will treasure for the rest of your life. Lalo na pag sinasabi ng mami ko na, oh, enjoy mo yan kasi ang bilis ng panahon. Next thing you know, nagbe-birthday na, 18th birthday na. So, you know, these are memories that you should, you know, it makes all the struggle in the beginning, if that's what happens to you, it makes it all worth it. So, enjoy your own unique breastfeeding journey. And to the people who are surrounding the new mom or yung mga mommies dyan or whoever is going through that breastfeeding journey, please support them. Be the support team that they need. Encourage them. Give them words of encouragement. Alam mo yun, parang pag nakalimutan niya yung water niya, be there to give the water pag iinom siya. Alam mo yun, or if she needs a time out, just like rest, be there to support her and give her that, alam mo yun, parang be the supportive family that she will need through this journey that she's experiencing because it isn't easy, but it is so beautiful. So, alam mo yun, yeah, just make it a really beautiful time for everyone.
Ayan. That's so nice, Anne. Doc Mianne, also, last word po from you. Yun nga po, nabanggit na ni Anne na kailangan talaga yung support ng family. Based po sa inyo, dahil doktor po kayo, ano po yung nakakontribute ng suporta ng pamilya po sa success po ng breastfeeding ng isang nanay?
Halos yun yung yung support, no? Yung medical help is just last resort na lang yan eh. Pero kasi it's the family, it's the home, no? It's where the mother and the baby can be kept together that really ensures na maging successful yung breastfeeding, no? In fact, kami mga doktor, minsan ang tingin authority figure, no? So, asking other mothers, especially yung mga trained na mother support groups, these other mothers who've been through their own journey themselves, no, can really help you with a lot of moral support, no. We just have to remove sa ating pananaw na formula is the best, no? Kasi kahit papano, no, we've been through decades of us not really understanding the beauty of breastfeeding. Kahit kami mga doktor, no, when I was in training, hindi talaga namin naintindihan. I learned a whole lot from mothers, no, from my patients and their journeys, and that's why supposedly I'm a breastfeeding expert, no, but I learned it really from mothers and their journeys rather than from the books or from my medical training. So yes, very very important. Please support, no, yung mga innocent na remarks na ginugutom mong apo ko or this. For the moms, pag meron pa rin ganon, in one ear out the other lang. Basta your mindset is breastfeed, you will succeed.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mianne, for your mga excellent advice. And also, we'd like to thank Miss Anne, you know, you're a role model for a lot of young women out there. And you're being an advocate for breastfeeding and continue to do so, no? And we really hope that we can inspire iba pang mga babae, even their mga families and husbands, partners, no? That they can continue to breastfeed and take the wonderful journey of the first 1,000 days.
Yes, I will do my best I will do my best to try and encourage as many women to go on this amazing and beautiful journey of breastfeeding. And of course, it's so important for the first 1,000 days.
Magbabalik si Mommy Ann Curtis at ang ating breastfeeding expert para sagutin ang inyong mga tanong tungkol sa breastfeeding at tamang latching.